everybody.
Mics are they?
Yay!
Yay!
Are we,
Hello. Hopefully Facebook's doing well. It wasn't doing well earlier. Facebook is sick.
Yes. Let's see if I can pull up.
I'm getting a call right in the middle of Dynamic Duo. I'm busy. All right. Thanks for joining us again for Dynamic Duo. I have Brianna here with me today. Poor Heather's been going through some really nasty stuff with her tooth. So anyway, what is the deal?
So the deal today is 25% off 49 and Market. That excludes the new vinyl mesh pouches that came recently. But that includes a whole heck of a lot of other stuff.
I'm going to say those vinyl pouches are worth it anyway.
Oh, yes, definitely. They are very nice. Awesome. But 25% off 49 in the Market. That's available today and tomorrow. That deal will end at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time tomorrow online or 4 p.m. in store. Before we continue on, I do also just want to mention quickly that the new Lawn Fawn release is going to be available to purchase online tonight at 10 p.m. Mountain Time, and then it'll be available to purchase tomorrow in store. We forgot to mention that on our live earlier, so now you know.
Yay!
Yay!
So I did want to mention that all 49 Market, so it doesn't have to be seasonal, except for the pouches, like Brianna said, is in the deal. I worked with Christmas completely.
And so did I.
Because of Christmas.
It's Christmas.
Christmas is coming.
Yes, you've got a nice Christmas sweater.
I did. I put my Christmas sweater on today.
Mine's not.
Well.
It's still cozy, though.
Yeah, cozy's important.
So I guess before we tilt the camera down and start showing you some things, I just want to talk about the products that I used from 49 and Market and my samples, and that is actually the stamp sets. So this is the Jolly Sentiments clear stamp with framelits die. So this is a stamp and die set. Look, it's a great Christmas
Don't be a
sentiment.
Grinch.
Don't be a Grinch. And then I also use the Pine Holidays stamp and die set as well. So we are going to use that today on my sample that I'm creating. What are you using today?
Oh my goodness. So mine is a hodgepodge because what I'm going to talk about is rating your supplies to make quick Christmas cards.
Very
So
nice.
I grabbed, I had the Evergreen Season Collection bundle. I had some Evergreen Season Wildflower laser cuts. I had a paper pack and a bunch of more ephemera. You might have remembered that I did an album earlier in the year. So I had all this stuff left over and I thought, you know what, I'm going to show them how to keep going. So you've done an album, now what? Can I turn some more of the leftovers into cards? So that's what I thought I would talk about.
Perfect. And then what I'm going to be showing is how to create a card like this. It's a nice simple background using the Tim Holtz watercolor pencils, and then I just stamped over top of that with the 49 and Market Pine Holidays stamp.
Yep.
And so yeah, that's what we're going to do today.
Yeah.
I think we're ready to go ahead and...
Just one more thing. I've been told I produce cards really fast.
Sheesh.
I've made probably 80 cards this Christmas. And there's a rhyme to my reason, and that's a lot of what I'm going to be talking about. I'll show you these cards one by one when we turn the camera down.
Sheesh. Okay, yeah, let's flip that camera down and let's get going. I feel like Facebook is still having issues. We're not really
Seeing comments.
I do see 2 eyeballs, but if you're catching this on replay, thank you so much. This will also be uploaded to our YouTube channel later. So you can watch it on our YouTube channel as well. Hi, Heather. Hello.
Hi, Heather.
Hi.
We miss you.
Miss you.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll let her settle in before I start.
Yes. Oh, hi, Rosie. There we go. Now we have some people watching.
Is that good?
No? Now it is.
This is very delayed, by the way.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. This is good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
good.
we're good.
We're
Yeah.
good.
All right.
Okay, so you already showed your samples.
I did.
You did, right?
I did, yeah.
So, I don't want to ruin my punchline, but there's one I've done. This one here was kind of riffing off of Heather's Take and Make. I had some pieces left over from her Take and Make, so I combined it in with some 49 and Market that was on my desk.
Cute.
There's that one. This one, I was actually doing some hot foiling, so I wanted to play with my die cuts and make some windows, so I went ahead and did that. This one's inspired by Brianna. I feel like this is a very Brianna card.
I love using the envelope ephemera like that.
Yeah, so that's made me think of that.
That's
so I know
awesome.
those journaling cards and stuff, sometimes you can just frame those. Quick and easy, right?
Very nice.
And then I had to have Mr. Frosty.
He's so cute.
So I did a handful of cards with Mr. Frosty.
I just want to take my micron pen and just give him just a little
Little smirky
just a
smirk.
little smirk. I don't know why. I just
And I think you should. There'd be nothing wrong with that.
no, not at all.
So I think I get asked, how do I do all these cards so quickly? And then the other thing is I'm not assembly lining these cards. Each card, like if you look, each card is different,
True.
right?
Yeah.
I don't just produce a bunch of cards. If I'm being honest, I have tried to produce multiples of cards, usually by 2 or 3. Even if I have it all cut, I start changing things because I just can't stay with one design.
The other sample I'll show, I'm not going to reproduce this card, but I did make this last night. Super easy. All I did is I ink blended a piece of Vicki Boutin Foundations paper with Rustic Wilderness, and I just did along the edges. I didn't go all the way to the center because I knew I was going to be covering up the center of the card with this piece of paper. So I popped that up on some foam, and then on another piece of Vicki Boutin Foundations paper, I used the Tim Holtz watercolor pencils and made like this green watercolor background, and then stamped over top of it in my VersaFine Onyx black ink, and then clear embossed
So
on
good.
top of that, and then just popped up a sentiment, added a few of my Pink Fresh clear drop embellishments, and did some pen work, and all good to go. Easy
Done.
peasy. Easy peasy.
Gorgeous
so I did
card,
that one as
Brianna.
well. Thank you. But this is what I'm going to be recreating today. Is this
So
one here.
awesome.
Super easy.
Love it.
All right. I think I'm just going to go ahead and get started. And
Why don't you do your demo?
Okay.
Yeah, and then I will come in and talk about how I rip together so many cards.
Okay, sure. So to create this background, I used kind of just some things. Oh, sorry. Yes, I can. Yeah, I'm doing it right now. This one and this one.
Beautiful.
Sorry, it's so delayed. I'm trying to make sure it's in frame, and it's so hard. There we go. Okay, so like I said, I just used some items around my craft area to create these circles, and that was actually the bottom of my water-based stamp cleaner.
Shut up.
Yeah. So
Job.
that's what I'm going to do. I have a couple colors. I'm going to use Lumberjack Plaid and Rustic Wilderness, and then I'm also going to use some gold. And I'm actually going to do 2 different sizes of circles. So I have this that I pulled from the demo bar, so I'm going to use the bottom of this as well. So let's go ahead and try that. I'm going to dip my pencil in the water there, and I'm just going to run it along the edge there. And this is a little bit textured, so this is going to be
That is
interesting.
cool.
This is going to be interesting. Get that all nice and covered. And then we are just going to go ahead and stamp.
Heather says, FYI, oh my
Boom.
gosh, that's awesome. Oh, I love the
Done.
texture you got from that bottom.
Yes. So I'm going to come in and do that again. I just wiped that off with a piece of paper towel because it was still wet. So now I'm going to come in with my Rustic Wilderness and do the same thing.
Heather's saying in the comments that she always has a backup bottle of that stamp cleaner. Well, now you need an empty bottle so you can print with it.
Yes, exactly.
It doesn't even have to be
It
empty.
doesn't actually.
Doesn't have to be empty. It's worthwhile and fun to utilize the stuff that's just around.
It is. Boom.
Oh, I love that.
Done. I think I'm going to do one more. Actually, I'm going to do a couple more. I'm going to come back in with the red. But it's so simple and easy, and I've really been getting more into using these watercolor pencils, or just watercolor in general, because I find they just make some really stinking cute backgrounds. And then do one more. Hi, Carolyn. See, yeah, now we have people popping on. Facebook is working better than it was earlier.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. And let's go there. Boom. Okay, so now that I have those done, I am going to put those aside for a second, and I'm going to pull in the Yasutomo Pale Gold. I'm going to give this a spray, get it wet, and then I'm going to dip my stamp cleaner bottle in there. See how that works. Sure, let's go with it. And then just boop.
Wow. So fun.
Boop. And
I like the two different sizes, almost not better, but I just love it.
yeah, it's different, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna just stick with the 2 gold. And then I'm going to do one more small circle with a green, that Rustic Wilderness, just kind of up in that top corner where there's an empty space. There. Now, I can leave this as is, but I can also bring in my water brush to soften up those edges a little bit. I'm going to leave the gold alone. The gold is fine, but I am just going to come in and just kind of soften those edges. Just a touch. You don't have to do this, but sometimes it's nice just to have a little bit of that softer edge. Thank you, Carolyn. Yes, look at me go. I know.
Yeah, I think we all used to comment on Brianna being new and how we brought her into the fold. I think we're well past that now. She's just one of us.
One of us. One of us. Perfect. So, there you can
that's
see.
amazing.
I am just going to give this a little blast of heat, and then we're going to stamp over top. Yes, exactly, Julie. Okay, so now that that's dry, mostly dry, yeah, okay. I am going to now stamp on this. And I am going to use one of these trees from the Pine Holidays stamp set. I think I'm going to use this one this time, use the other tree. And I'm just going to place that on there where I want it. Do that, and then because I am going to be heat embossing this, I'm just going to come in with my anti-static powder tool.
Oh, you're a good girl.
I just hate it when it just sticks everywhere.
I know.
And I really like using this trick instead of just doing a black embossing powder. I don't know. I find black embossing powder just ends up everywhere, and then I'm mad. Whereas if I'm just using clear embossing powder, if it's everywhere, I don't see it, and then it's fine. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go ahead and stamp that. Beautiful.
See, lovely.
Get that out of the way. Bring in the clear embossing powder.
And once you have clear, you can almost have every color if you have all the stamp inks.
Exactly. I see Ralph Tyndall do this in his videos, and I like it. I don't know why, it makes me happy. Just a little tappy tap.
Little tappy tap.
Okay.
It's important to knock that off.
It is, to get off that excess.
Yeah. And
Dump that back in.
it's like holding your mouth the right way. You got to do it.
Exactly. Blast it with some heat.
Look at it, JJ.
There it goes. Woo! Magic.
So I have one really important question.
Yes.
Since when did we have a pink embossing gun at the demo bar?
This one's actually mine.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. She wanted to make sure she had the right tools.
This one gets really, really hot, so
That's
I
why-
knew
yeah.
it would be fast.
Yeah. The heat tool that looks like a hairdryer, I love that for drying mixed media, not so much for
Yeah.
melting embossing powder.
Okay, cool. So that is done. Now, all we have left, and I did have a sentiment prepared. Where did it go? Oh no, oh there it is. So I already have my sentiment. I am just gonna pop that in the middle. But before we do that, I am going to edge the card with more gold paint.
Okay, while you do that, I'm going to comment on Heather's comment. She mentions clear powder over all the VersaFine inks, and oxide inks are lovely. So there's a reason why she's saying VersaFine and oxide. You can't emboss a water-based dye ink. You need pigment in there for it to stay sticky.
Exactly.
So that's why she's saying that.
I'm just taking my water brush and just picking up that gold and running it along the edge. And I'm not making this nice and neat. I don't want nice and neat. I want
Organic and fun.
organic and fun. Exactly. Thank you for that word, organic. Organic.
Organic.
And this Yasatomo gold watercolor paint is just gorgeous.
We have 3 colors, gold, silver, and rose gold, and I, of course, have to have them all. Them all.
Yes.
I just have them all. And I use them quite often. They're awesome splattering.
They are.
They're just really good.
Okay, so I have gone over the edges with that gold paint, and it really frames it quite nicely. So now I'm just going to pop up my sentiment with foam. There's my foam.
I hear you. They always fight me, too.
Yeah. And we're going to place that, not center, but kind of center. So there is the finished card. I am going to embellish this a little bit while Nancy talks about her things, and then I will bring it in at the end and show you it all nice and embellished up. And yes, you can be certain that I am going to be adding some Wink of Stella to this.
Absolutely.
Abso-freaking-lutely. So, Nancy, you
Okay.
take the floor.
So, how do I create so many cards so quickly? Isn't that the big question? So, what I often will do is I create a head for myself. That's part of why I can do this. So, what I find the biggest barrier for me to making one card is that to get out this paper and then this dye and then this ink, and then by the time I've got all that stuff out, I have first off made a mess of my craft room. Secondly,
You've had a request.
Yes. I just saw Megan's comment. We are adjusting the camera for you, Megan. I
Right.
agree. We need to be a little bit closer.
awesome. So I will end up. So anyway, so the point is I sort of think ahead and I create piles of themes for myself to put cards together within a theme. So this is didn't even bring all my Christmas. If you go, I have this big bin. It's called the Art Bin Super Satchel XL, and all these pieces I should have brought it, but it was too big. I had too much stuff in it. It was heavy. But all these card pieces can kind of fit in there like a file. So what I'll do is I'll sit down with, say, I'll grab, especially around Christmas time, I'll grab a pack, and I don't necessarily cut all of my stash up. That's crazy. But I'll take like 2 or 3 of this silver foil, and, you know, handful of something from, say, this Sizzix Opulent or Gold or whatever foil colors I feel I want to work with, that I'm feeling. And I'll cut them up. And what I'll do is I'll often use sort of dies, like these nesting dies are super awesome. So it's got the A2 size. They're all A2, but if you actually put them together, you get a teeny tiny little mat. So I would cut a handful of backs, and then I would put them into a sleeve like this, right? So what I'll do is I actually keep a stash of my Avery Elle or Totally Tiffany pockets around all the time. I always have one ready to rock. And then what I can do is, as I'm creating these things, I can kind of sort them into these envelopes. So like here is where I cut up some foil. So I used a slimline die, and then I used a Spellbinders die, and I just kind of pre-cut some foil in different sizes. I'm not committed to what I'm doing at all. I just wanted to have some panels ready to rock when I sit down. Okay, so then the other day I was all into foiling. I decided I want to foil some stuff, so I pre-cut some dies again, or I used some pre-cut dies that I had, and I just foiled a bunch at once. And even some of the, like, so I said at the beginning that I was using the 49 in Market, my leftovers from Evergreen Season. So I found some paper that I was using. So I had my paper, and I thought, you know, that on the background foiled would be amazing. So I foiled, like I cut with just a stacked die, one of the rectangles, and I just cut up a handful of those. I got more. I just made a bunch. And then, oh, look, more. See, it just keeps going. I'll cut up some craft. I'll pick 2 or 3 cardstocks that I like, a red, a green, a craft, and I'll just cut, and I'll definitely cut some white. And I just have this stuff around ready for me to go ahead and play with when I'm ready.
Just keeps going and going.
It keeps going and going. So now I've got this big pile of random things, and I have to use them, right? So that's what I mean. I'll just kind of pile this on my desk to the side, and then I'll just start building. And I don't bother worrying about making them the same. So I don't know if you guys saw Heather's post. I'm pretty sure she shared to the Inspiration Group. If she didn't, she will after this, because I'm telling her to. She had some cute stamps that she had, that she did Brianna's technique, where she black stamped and then clear embossed over. So using my card panels, I will go ahead and make a handful of those. So that's what I did here, is I just made a bunch at once. And now I have my focal point. There he is again, right? So again, like I just said, I don't necessarily stick, I kind of have a bit of a scattered approach, but in the end it works for me, because now I've got all these pieces that I can pull together to put into cards. So the other one I might grab is some embossing folders and pre-emboss some embossing folders. Look at this, it's turning into my desk already.
The crafter math is real.
It's real, but then I have so much to play with. So then periodically I'll have to stop and I'll sort them into their envelopes, and then I'll make sure to grab out, you know, okay, this envelope goes with this envelope, and then I have all these embossing folders that I'm embossed pieces that I might want to use, and I'll grab some gems and some glue and some ephemera, and I'll just start putting them together.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, another one.
Ooh, very nice. I like that.
It's falling all over the place. Like I said, sometimes I have to stop when tidy.
Yes.
That's just part of it. The other thing I will do is when I have sentiments, and I like particularly with Christmas, I know that I'm going to want to use foil or vellum or red or green, right? So I go ahead and I cut multiples and put them in an envelope. So they're ready for me to just grab. Now I have enough for next year too, I think.
I'd say so.
I think, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this is really great because right now, I'm the type of person that'll sit down and just do one card from start to finish.
Yeah.
And then do another one, and then do another one.
Which is fun.
It's fine, but being able to sit down and just do, okay, now I'm going to die cut my sentiments and just have those ready. And then now I'm going to foil some backgrounds or emboss some backgrounds and have those ready. And then another day I can come in and sit down and grab my sentiments, my backgrounds, and ephemera, whatever I have, and then just assemble.
Yeah. So
Which is the fun part.
Yeah, I tend to think of what is my biggest barrier is probably getting out the die cuts and die cutting machine.
Yeah.
So if I can cut a bunch of that. Now I don't overcut. Like I don't have piles and piles. It looks like I do, but I don't have huge piles of this stuff because I don't want to waste my cardstock and paper in stockpiling.
Yes.
This sort of thing. But I mean, even like little pieces that I have left over can kind of go into a little bit of a pile of Christmas fodder that I can pull together.
Yeah, see, Carolyn gets it. She's like me. One card at a time.
One card at a time is fine. I know we're coming up to Christmas, and there's some of you are going like, I don't have any Christmas cards. What the heck? So tonight you do two things. You cut some panels out from your pattern cardstock, cut some craft, and cut some white. Yes.
Yes, Megan gets it.
Yeah.
She gets it.
Yeah. So often I think I've said this before in a dynamic duo, but if I'm doing something like Christmas or any sentiment, always black and white will always look good on every card, and craft. So I call those the trifecta colors. They're neutrals. I can put them on anywhere. So if by chance I need to cut ahead a bunch of sentiments, I always grab black and white. But generally at Christmas time, I'll do, of course, the traditional red and green. Make sure to get some foil ones and then some vellum backed ones, and I'm usually good to go. Yeah. Sometimes you have to still get out your die and cut a special one. That's okay too. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
You talk.
Me too, Carolyn.
Yeah. It's very different when this is sort of your knocking off your list of 100 cards that you send out to your relatives.
Yes.
This is not, my Brianna friend deserves this specific card because this stamp made me think of her.
Yeah, exactly. So 2 different types of making.
Yeah.
Now, while you were chatting, I did go in and finish my card. So I added that sentiment on some foam, popped it up, and I did go over it with Wink of Stella. Not sure if you can really see that on camera. Maybe. And then I also just came in with a few Pink Fresh Studio clear drops. I love these embellishments, the clear drops, the glitter drops, the ombre glitter drops. The Pink Fresh embellishments are amazing. I love them. They're great. And they come in so many beautiful colors. So I added a few on there on the tree almost to look like Christmas ornaments.
Those are adorable.
Super cute. And then I just went around the edge with a black micron pen and just held it very loose to get kind of like this organic line just to finish that off. I like doing that. That's fun.
That's fun. That's a lot.
Easy peasy.
Those little touches just really.
Yep. Yep. Really easy peasy. And again, these stamp sets from 49 and Market and Sizzix are fantastic. I love them. I bought the ones with the pumpkins that were released for the fall. Have those ones. Love them. Then they came out with these Christmas ones. Love them, and they come with the dies, which is really. I was
just gonna make sure we talked about that because I don't think people look at the price point and they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
Well, it's a stamp and die combo.
It's a stamp and die combo. So you get the stamp, you get the die. These bigger sets, I believe, $33.50 for a stamp set and a die set is a really great price point.
Yeah.
And then the smaller ones, the sentiment ones, $26.75. Again, really great. They come with your sentiments, and the
Appropriate
appropriate dyes to cut them out. So love that. Katie Petite also posts a lot about these on her page, so you can see what she's done with them. I've really been enjoying her videos, especially with the use of the watercolor. So that's where I got inspired, was with the watercolor. But again, just have fun and play and see what works. Pull stuff around your craft room to use for stamping. Because like I said, using these watercolor pencils, dip it in some water, put it on a bottom of a jar or bottom of a stamp pad, whatever you want, and you get these really, really nice shapes as a background.
Awesome.
All
So
right.
I think that's it for, wow,
Yeah,
we rock.
we do.
So this is the last dynamic duo of 2024.
It is.
It
but,
is.
But it's not going away.
Never going away.
No.
Well, not yet anyway.
Yeah. So we might change it up at some point, but you guys really enjoy these demos. So thank you so much for tuning in and leaving lovely comments.
Yep.
Oh, Julie. Oh, sure. To see our faces. So you connect. Ooh.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
So I happen to know Heather and I have an idea, but I don't want to tell you.
Oh.
I don't know. Should I tell them? Heather, am I allowed to tell them? This might be a bit of a delay.
Hi.
We're drunk.
Awesome demo, great ideas. Heather, can Nancy talk about your plans for the new year? Is that allowed? Or should it just be a surprise?
Surprise. She had
Surprise.
texted me a really good idea last night,
Ah. Ooh, that sounds
which might be our next
exciting.
topic. She said, sure. Okay, this is Heather's idea. Brilliant. She wants to do a dynamic duo on finishing your cards. So the final details, thread, scribbles, glitter, gems,
Week of Stella.
That was on her list. It was on her list. So I think that's going to be our next dynamic duo. But as usual, we're always looking for suggestions because we want to know what you want to know.
Yeah, what do you want to know? Leave a suggestion in the comments or send them to support@paperandinkboutique.com and I'll pass them along to the dynamic duo.
You betcha.
But again, thank you so much for always tuning in, and we look forward to being back next year. All right, bye
Happy-
everyone.